Hello everyone, this is your Naresh sir and I'm here to present to you Abhyaas BBA Preps IPMAT ROHTAK 2024's analysis. I'm sure most of you, after you've done your exam today in the morning, you're excited, you're anxious, you're confused, and you're probably already looking at what next, right? But I'm here today to present to you the BBA Preps analysis, Abhyaas BBA Preps analysis based on the first impressions from various Abhyasis that have taken this exam today. In many different places. We have taken the feedback from them based on the memory of our students. We have come together with an analysis that probably will help you a lot to kind of reduce your confusion, reduce your anxiety, and give you a clearer idea of what could be good number of attempts in each section and what could be the overall cutoff based on the category that you belong to. I hope this session will be useful to you, and without much ado, let's actually go ahead and get started. Let's first talk about quantitative aptitude section. There is one section that most of the IPMAT students are generally concerned about that kind of has a lot of calculative questions, etc. ROHTAK has never been that kind of exam. IPMAT Indoor is more difficult quantitative section, but in this place we had always had a easy section. I think in 2022 also it was easy. In 23 also it was easy. In fact, this year also we consider quantitative aptitude is an easier section for 24 IPMAT also. Only thing is what we found, in fact, as I say in our workshops also, like we always say, maths is not about solving the questions. It's not too much about how difficult the question is to solve, but it was definitely tricky, I would say, in terms of getting the concept right. Simple concepts, but getting the question right, getting the grasp right. Once you get the grasp right, it was not at all difficult to solve, and that's why we believe 33 plus is a good attempt to have in maths exam in IPMAT ROHTAK 2024. So without much ado, let me now move on to the next section. In logical reasoning is one section we believe it made the difference for the students of 2022, because in 2022 this was definitely a moderate section. It's not an easy section, only 29 were the good attempts at that time. Last year it was very easy because from 22 to 23 there's a huge jump between the number of attempts, good attempts we made. We almost said, almost you have to attempt all 40, 37 to 40. This year we consider logical reasoning is one of the easier sections of IPMAT 2024 ROHTAK. Right? And some of the interesting trends we found in ROHTAK 2024 is syllogisms have come down, critical reasoning has come down, directions-based questions have gone up, and most importantly, I want to say there's one puzzle set. Puzzles as a question, like I always say in the classrooms, we say puzzles are an area where it can become tricky based on what kind of puzzle comes in the exam. Now, anyone who would have remembered the tactic that we have used in workshops, we call Lal Salam, that is leave the question. If you have actually left the logical reasoning set that was very lengthy, I think you would have done a huge benefit for yourself. You would have been, you would have got a jail-free ticket. You would have gone on to do more questions and do well. As opposed to those who got stuck in that one lengthy puzzle, you could have said, hey, this is what competitive exam is. Competitive exams are not about how much you know, how much knowledge you have, but it's about ability to navigate the exam on the D-Day. I hope none of the Abhyasis have actually got stuck in that lengthy puzzle set in logical reasoning. So let's go to the next section now. Verbal ability. Verbal ability was generally an easy session. Again in 22 it was moderate, as we call it, 31 was good enough. In 22 it was again easy. Last year was an aberration kind of exam for IPMAT ROHTAK. It was too easy. Almost we say out of 120 you should have attempted 115 plus questions, right? So in this year exams I would say this is the, out of the three sections, the one section which most of Abhyaas students, and I'm sure other IPMAT takers this time also felt, this was the section that probably was the toughest of the three. We have rated it as moderate, and any attempts around 29-30 would be good enough in verbal this year. Overall, one interesting thing that students would have faced this time is we generally would have seen odd word out, but this time we have odd sentence out. There are 4 sentences, you have to identify a sentence which is not part of the same paragraph or same context. That was an interesting question. That probably would put a lot of students in confusion, but do understand it's not a very unknown model in other. There are a lot of competitive exams where that is very normal. I think that's a new model that has come in IPMAT ROHTAK this year, but it's a very known question. And then there are some synonyms and antonyms also which were difficult words, and hence overall we believe verbal ability is a moderate section in general, and this year this is the toughest of the 3 sections. Now that we have discussed all the 3 sections in a little detail, let's actually go to the quick cut analysis of Abhyaas BBA Prep to say what could be the cutoff for this year, right? Let's kind of look at that. Yeah, this is something that I want to kind of share, right? In 22, the cutoff for general category was around 306. In 23, the cutoff was as high as 409. That means you should have attempted almost 115 plus and would have got 105, 106 right. And this year, we believe at Abhyaas BBA Prep, the first cut, we believe a 330 plus would be a good score for you to kind of get a call from IPMAT to IPM ROHTAK, right? So, and very important, please understand that I will generally believe the accuracy levels, the target of accuracy level in IPMAT ROHTAK kind of exam, because it's generally an easier competitive exam than many other exams. I think you should have around 88, 85 to 90% kind of accuracy. For that, we generally believe overall in 22, anyone who would have attempted around those 95, 95 questions would have been enough. Last year 23, I think in general category, someone who's attempted, anyone who's trying to get into IPMAT ROHTAK last year would have attempted 115 questions with a 90% accuracy. Only then they would have got this 409. This year we believe for that 330 plus as a cutoff, we generally believe someone who's attempted, if you attempt 100 questions, 95 to 100 questions, anyone who has attempted that 90 to 100, around 95 questions, I think is the right attempt with good accuracy. If you've got 85 right and out of 95 attempts, I think that is a safe score, that's a good score for this year to kind of get a call from IPM ROHTAK. And please understand, while there could be students who have scored anyone in the range of 90 plus or minus 5 questions, you are in the good range. Anyone more than 95, good for you. But the most important thing is accuracy. If you have attempted 100 questions but your accuracy is less than 85%, you're probably in 80, it's not going to help, because we believe the cutoff could be for general category could be 330. And for EWS, we believe the cutoff this year could be around 280 plus. For OBC category 260 plus. SC category 260 plus, and finally ST category 140 plus. This again, I'm telling you, these are some conservative estimates we have. We're going to have a better kind of understanding of what exact cutoff would be once we have the paper released for errata, etc. We'll look into more details of that. So without dates, now that we've discussed, I think let's talk about what are the next steps that we have with respect to IPMAT ROHTAK. IPMAT ROHTAK, I think next step is we have the announcement, I think the results for the interview round will happen in first week of June. Then the second week of June, the interviews will actually happen. And the results come in the July first week. And then courses start in August, I think, which is very late according to me. But this is what is going to happen for IPMAT, IPM ROHTAK. So please be ready with that. I think after this, now the next step for us would be to wait for the paper to be released and errata to be contested, etc. If any, not all institutions do that, but still we'll do that. And then announcement of the first shortlist for interviews will happen in the first week of June. So without much ado, now that we discussed this, let me kind of give you my final word from Abhyaas BBA Prep. As Abhyaas BBA Prep team, we believe the final word from us is, I think anyone who's attempted 90 plus or minus 5 questions, but with very good accuracy is safe. You have attempted 100 questions with 85% accuracy, great. So don't worry. Now those who attempted little less than 90, you're still okay, but much lesser than 85, you're not okay. Those who attempted very high, good, but accuracy should be important. Most importantly, I think it's not time. It's now time to kind of not fret, not be anxious anymore about the exam that just happened today. I think in 4 days, we have one more, far more important exam. IPMAT indoor exam is happening coming Thursday. So we want all of you to kind of focus on that. That's an exam that you can do well if you've not done well today, or that's an exam you should be aspiring to do very, very well even if you have done very well today. So with that, keep in mind the next 4 days is all about focusing on the future, not on the past. So with this, I think we come to the closure of this session. Focus more on the next exam. All the very best. Looking forward to see you again on behalf of Abhyaas BBA Prep. Naresh sir signing off.